I'm in year 9, so actually we are more focusing on our next college rather than an actual career. But personally in our school we have a block where, well, we've got like a leaflet stand where it's got leaflets of colleges and apprenticeships that you can do. There's also the careers advice office opposite that, which has a teacher. She's not always in there, but that's the person who you would talk to about careers and colleges. And also in there they've got loads of more leaflets and booklets on other careers and colleges. We also had a careers fair where they just like opened up the hall, and it was mostly colleges actually, and apprenticeships and different organisations that help students to find careers and colleges. That was quite useful, so we could actually talk to people and teachers and head teachers from different schools and colleges and apprenticeships, and kind of find out how it was personally by talking to them and actually looking at their college like that in the careers fair, which was quite good. And then we could look at it with our class and also with our parents, so that was quite useful. In our school we have also had a couple of people come in and give us assemblies on careers. So we've had the army, we've also had, they talked about apprenticeships and careers, had the police, RSPCA, and someone else from like a different aspect of the army. That was quite useful. So I would say the careers fair was the most useful. In terms of like specific jobs, the assemblies were quite good. However, they were very specific, and obviously if you don't want to go into policing or RSPCA, it's an option to consider, but they weren't really useful in terms of giving a broad spectrum of what you could do. The careers fair was more colleges based, so I guess actual careers, a more different spectrum of careers would be more useful. So personally I've actually not had much talk about a specific career for me. That's another thing that we've done in school. In our school we have been introduced in our computing lesson, because that's who the teacher is. She's a computing teacher and she's also the careers advisor, and we were introduced to a website which we could have a look at. So we had a look at that, we kind of filled out a form and we made our login details on it, which was quite useful, and it kind of gave you like what careers would be good for you depending on your personality and how you filled out the form. So that was quite good. I really liked that actually, and it kind of gave you a spectrum that you could look at, and there were lots of different options to consider, and you could click on them and it was like what they're like and what colleges could you go to get into that career, and the specifications and what you need, so that was quite useful. Well, I think it is school and like peer pressure. So when you like talk to your friends and they'll talk about kind of what jobs you're doing in the future, if all your friends are like saying I want to get a job or whatever, then that will move you to want to get a job, because if everyone around you who you can see is doing it, then you will want to do it. That's just like human nature. But I think schools do matter, so if I can see a range of jobs, or if I'm presented with what I can do as a person and where I live and what I want to do, then that will make me more likely to go into a job sooner. I think, so personally I have a job, well not anymore because of coronavirus, it's kind of been cancelled, but I babysit around my village, and also I was about to go into our pub and start working in there as a waitress. So, I guess it's like what's around you and what's other people are doing, but also what opportunities do you have. So I have a pub in my village that I can work at, and I've got quite a good relationship with the people there, so I can talk to them. But there's some people who don't, so therefore they would go into employment a lot later than other people. So yeah, I think that's that really affects like what actually can you do in terms of where you live, but also what can you see and what. Because I think going out looking for a job at my age, at 14, it's different and it's odd, and I don't know if I would consider going to look for a job. That's not really something that you would do at 14, but if you are seen with those options and other people around you are given those options and you're given those options, then you're more likely to go into employment and a job earlier. My top tips would be to contact schools, because I mean every child goes to school, they're meant to. So contact schools. You can do an assembly, or most schools do have a career fair, so you can go into there. Put it on like social media, have adverts on social media, because obviously most teenagers are on social media. So yeah, just I think going to schools and making sure that people know that you exist. Well, we have done a couple of events. I actually only got elected in February, so and then obviously there was lockdown. So quite quickly all of those events that were going to happen have kind of been cancelled. But we do try and speak to, so for example the other day I was speaking to co-cars in Exeter. They didn't actually talk. I've never spoken to someone who's looking to employ people through Youth Parliament, because I guess that's not really what we're about. But I feel like, because we're representing children, then if an employer reached out to us and they wanted to promote their job, then they could, because we represent young people, so we want to show them and give them. I guess the pandemic's affected this because we're not actually at school, so those resources have kind of gone. I guess the online stuff is still there, but obviously the stuff in your school and talking to your teachers about it has kind of disappeared. I've heard from A-level students and Year 11s who are looking to go into colleges that they haven't actually heard much about what they can do in terms of options. So I think of jobs and colleges. So I think that should definitely be more focused on, because obviously Year 11s and 13s, they've had their exams cancelled and now they need to look for universities, jobs, colleges, whatever. So they really need quite a bit of support with that, and I don't think that's being issued. So especially Year 11s and 13s, about their options and what they can do now, because I think lots of them are trying to use this time to research what they can be doing, but actually they can't because they're not being given those resources. So I guess if there are employers out there who are looking for people to employ, and they want to promote their business or whatever, then I think definitely now's the time to do it, because there are definitely people who are looking for that, and even students who are coming out of university or they don't have a job, or they've lost their job, or they've been furloughed. I think now is the time when a lot of people are looking for jobs. So yeah, I would definitely try and, like, through schools, can schools send out resources, because obviously they can't all organise Zooms with specific employers that they can talk to them. So yeah, I definitely think that needs to be addressed. So in conclusion, I would say that at the moment, offers for jobs in the pandemic and in lockdown at the moment are low, and they could be a lot better. And career advice at school is okay. I think it could be better, but everything can always be improved. Obviously, I'm year 9, I'm only 14 years old, so actually I'm only looking at part-time jobs and apprenticeships, so it's very different compared to someone who's actually looking for a career. So, yeah, thank you. Bye.